The gangs here for the roundtable. All right, so this is going to be a tough matchup for the Patriots, as you talked about in play breakdown with the tight ends. You also have Lamar Jackson, who is, I would say, he's definitely faster than Josh Allen.
Well, there's no question. He's a different kind of guy to bring down than Josh Allen. Josh Allen, I think, will look to keep the play alive and then try to get it down the field. Lamar will do that for a little bit, but he's so athletic and he's got such a big gait about him. You know, it's a couple of strides and the guy's got 8 yards on you. So you want to force Lamar to read the defense. Do what teams do to a young quarterback or to somebody who maybe doesn't process information as quickly. Now, they got one of those Munkins down there calling the offense, and they got 3-4 years of continuity now. So it's tougher to defend this team because they just have a bigger base of knowledge within the offense. But really, it starts with physicality, Sam. I say this all the time. You know, you can't beat the bully in the schoolyard. So if you're New England, try to go in there and be the bully in the schoolyard on both lines of scrimmage.
Right, and obviously we have Robert Spillane out for the game. And no matter who plays, who's in or out from the injury report, you know, how do you kind of step up? You're talking to Jack Gibbons this week in the locker room.
Yeah.
It's got to be tough to go against an offense like that when you're missing a few key pieces or when you're just not at full health.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be tough to step up, especially coming off that loss to the Bills. They're looking to get a get-back game, but I think in their minds, why not right now? They have to right the ship now. They know what they did wrong in the last game, and now it's just time to actually do it.
Yeah, and well, I mean, going back to the trade deadline, not getting a little bit of depth kind of hurts now.
Well, yeah, and what kind of depth was available? That's the other thing, too. Like, what are you really giving up? We can go back and say, boy, it'd be great, but I don't know if there was anybody really traded at the deadline where we kind of looked, Sam, and we're like, oh, my God, well, how come New England wasn't in on that?
Absolutely. The rush attack in general, right? I mean, again, very similar to Buffalo, right? You have two guys that can really run it. You got Allen and Cook. Different, though, because Henry's a lot bigger.
Well, and not only is Henry bigger, but I think the tight ends around the goal line, and with Lamar, he's not going to power run you over. It's probably going to be more on the edges in terms of Lamar in the run game. But let me give you a little ditty here, okay? New England ranks last in defensive red zone touchdown percentage. So this is where people get all flummoxed. There's scoring percentage, which you might have a 75% scoring percentage in the red area. But if they're all touchdowns, that stinks. So you got to look at that touchdown number. And then conversely, Baltimore, 31st in offensive red zone touchdown percentage at 44%. So what gives? Can New England stop the run and contain Lamar and the tight ends in the goal-to-go area? And can the Ravens kind of break their season trend? Now, remember, Baltimore played a bunch of games without Lamar, so some of those stats might be just complete toilet paper when it's all said and done. And we'll find out on those stats what gives a Sunday night.
What gives?
What gives? I think another thing to look at is the Ravens' run defense as well. I mean, Josh McDaniels was talking about this week that an identity of the Ravens is their aggressiveness. And they've been that way through all 3 tiers of the defense. So I think that's another thing to look at.
And you know what? And whenever the Steelers were really aggressive with Palamalu back in the day, right? Here comes your play action right over the top. Try to get that safety out of the way. Hamilton's a real good player now. So that's somebody you really got to contend with. It's a special guy on the back end. He's not Ed Reed, but I still think it's a guy that Bill Belichick would probably just have googly eyes for.
Someone the Bills didn't have last week, right? A guy like Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Yeah, no, they
so
didn't.
it's a little bit of a different story. All right, quickly.
Neither did New England, though.
True. Is Drake May clutch real quick?
He had an opportunity to be.
Yep.
Yeah, had the opportunity to be. So here's what last week reminded us of. You can't skip steps.
Nope.
If they had beaten Buffalo and won the division and maybe the number 1 seed, that would have been skipping a step. This kid needs to go through this.
Yep.
Stop with the MVP junk. Who cares? It doesn't matter. This kid needs to win and play and grow.
He does, no doubt. All right, thanks, guys. Good roundtable and nice numbers from you, Gresh. 31 and 31. What gives?
Yeah, right. What gives, baby?
All right.